Hi entrepreneurs, and welcome to another e-learning video class. This is Tony Brancatella, and today we're going to continue into consumer behavior. We're going to look at needs and motivations. So this is a shorter video than the first one on consumer behavior, but here is a listing of what we're going to look at in this video. We're going to look at needs, and specifically we're going to look at the Maslow pyramid, and that will be the main thing. Other videos we're going to add questions and customer motives and customer decision making process. These last three we will look at them in a separate video. So just today we're going to look at needs, and specifically the Maslow pyramid. So let's look at a scenario, a certain scenario. Cicely Clark is a sales associate for an insurance company. Her customers have different profiles. The only thing in common is their geographical location. So today, Cicely Clark visits two customers. The first customer, Joan Utterson, is married and has two young children. She works autonomously, and she wishes to look at all the possibilities of a disability insurance in case she gets ill in the future and cannot continue working and support her children. In the afternoon, Cecily will visit with Mr. Edward Hyde, a retired man in his 70s. Mr. Hyde and his wife are considering a vacation to Florida. So they need a good car insurance policy for their trip. So we have two customers, geographically located in the same place, but they have different needs. It's a simple little scenario that you can take a look at. And let's take a look at a little bit more information about needs and motivations for customers. So the motors that brings customers to purchase are needs and motivations. So each customer has their own reason, as we saw that in the little scenario before. And sales associates' goal is to find the needs and motivations, but more importantly, to refine them. So here we're going to start the process of refining them. So we're just going to look at the needs right now, and the next video, when we look at questions and the process, we will look at refining them. So more adequate answers to the customer's needs and more solutions a sales associate can propose. So when we get to that stage of the questioning, you will see that specifically how you ask questions and which questions you will ask will point in a more direct fashion into what the customer is looking for. So this is all we're going to look at. But in this specific video, like I mentioned, we're just going to look at customers' needs. So customers' needs. Customer contacts a sales associate. The customer certainly has a need. So there is a gap certainly between the ideal need and the realistic need. The ideal need is always the customer that comes into the store looking for something specific and general. And the associate has to make it more realistic and point the customer in the right direction. So the sales associate's job is to close the gap between the ideal need and the realistic need. And this way the customer will certainly become more satisfied. Idealistically, they'll never be attained, and if the associate approaches the customer with an idealistic approach or solution, and the customer will not be satisfied, they will return the product. So the customer really has different needs. So one way to break this down, what the customer's needs are, first and foremost, is to look at Maslow's pyramid. And here it is. So Maslow's pyramids, right at the bottom, you got your basic needs, we can call them, just to simplify things. Breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, and excretion. These are all basic needs. Then you've got your safety needs, security of body, employment, resources, morality, of your family, health, and of property. After safety needs, we have love and belonging, friendship, family, and sexual intimacy. And from there, we can go to esteem. So esteem, self-esteem, confidence, achievement, and also respect of others and respect by others. And at the top of this pyramid by Maslow, we have self-actualization, morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, and accept of facts. So who was Maslow? Abraham Maslow, a psychologist, an American psychologist, came up with this theory and he proposed it in 1943. So this really, his theory parallels all other theories of human development psychology. So Maslow's theory maintains that a person does not feel a higher need until the needs of the current level have been satisfied. So Maslow's basic needs, as I showed you earlier, are physiological or basic, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. So if we start at the bottom, once these needs are attained, then you get into the safety needs. And from the safety needs, you go to love and belonging, to esteem, and eventually to self-actualization. So let's break these down one by one and take a closer look at Maslow's pyramid. And again, this dates back to 1943. So keep that in mind and think about today, 21st century. Would this pyramid still be in place, or will there be changes to be made to this pyramid? And how do you see it in general? So keep that in mind as we go through it. So first and foremost, the basic needs. It's winter, it's cold, what do you need? Right? So basic needs, water, food, breathing, warmth, essential needs. So what do you need in the winter? So the sales link here would be winter is here, and it certainly is on its way. So winter clothes or winter coat are needed. So how do we link this to sales? Now, well, we look at advertising, certainly. So here's an advertising from Canada Goose, quality and comfort, since 1957. And you can see that this ad, just take a closer look at it, and we'll talk about it in class, and maybe you can take some notes about this ad. What are the needs here? Here's another one. This is water. Can't live without it. And here's another advertisement, I should say, about healthy choices to eat and to eat. So this is a good advertisement here. Does it show the basic needs? So these three ads that I showed you, do they show the basic needs, or what exactly are they showing? So the next one we're going to look at is safety needs. Right? So safety needs, security, protection, those are the main ones for the safety needs. So how do we link this to sales? Well, on the sales link, you can say, well, you heard about your neighbor was robbed and you need an alarm system. So let's take a look at the advertisements for security and protection. Here's one: protect your home anytime, anywhere. And protection comes in different aspects too, in different ways. How about this one? Sunblock, water resistant. Water resistant sunscreen care. Broad spectrum, high protection, sun wrinkle control. As you can see here, I hope you catch this. This is an actual advertisement. Wrinkle is misspelled. Talking about copy editing. So is this a safety need advertisement? Here's another one. Give your life back when disaster strikes. Insurance solutions for everyday life. Another ad possibility. Do you see this as a need ad? How about Diapers, keeping your baby dry even when they are wet. So think about these ads that I'm showing you, and you can go back and take a look at them again. And do they specifically talk about the actual need that we're looking at now, Maslow needs? So this would be, all these ads I just showed you now would be protection, safety needs. Or what do you think? The next level up is love and belonging needs. So love and belonging is friendships and family. So love and belonging, how would you link this to sales? So in this possibility, peer pressure would be one, friendships. So smartphone would be needed. So here's some advertisement for this level of Maslow's pyramid. Telephone, or I should say cell phone, live more between charges with 2-day battery life. Do you feel that this ad talks about this level of love and belonging? What about this one? We the people live in AE jeans. This one certainly looks like love and belonging. Here's another one. I'm connected. I am a daughter of Marshall, talking about love and belonging. And sometimes advertisement, they just come out and say it. So like in this one, belong anywhere. See how Airbnb hosts creates a sense of belonging around the world. So these are advertisement again in this would be level 3, love and belonging on Maslow's pyramid. So next one would be esteem. So esteem needs self-confidence, respect of others, and also to respect of others and respect of your peers. That would be. So how would you link this to sales? Well, sales link, you want to be popular to have self-confidence. You need a sports car. So you go out and buy a sports car. So let's look at some advertisements for cars, specifically Nissan. Here's an old one. Own a street legal performer that won 3 championships. The name is Nissan. Would this belong in this need category of as we mentioned, esteem? What about this one? Nissan military program. You serve, you save. Would this be in esteem? Or in which other category would you be able to slot this? Another one. The new Nissan Micra. Your city just got simpler. Would this be esteem? Doesn't sound like it would be in esteem. Another one. Zero emissions whilst driving. Just the actual picture. Would you consider this to be an esteem advertisement? So again, advertising is really important when trying to connect the customer to their needs. And certainly major brands like Nissan go out of their way to look for those needs and specifically target levels of Maslow's pyramid. The last one would be self-actualization. Self-actualization needs, you will have morality, problem solving, learning new things. So the sales associate league or the sales league here, we would say maybe experimenting in cooking would be self-actualization need. So let's take a look at different ads that could be linked to self-actualization. Here's one. I want to make it great because I'm a mother on a mission. Would this be considered to be self-actualization? Here's another one. What's beautiful? Become stronger than your strongest excuse. I will. And another one. Levi's. This country was not built by men in suits. Would this be self-actualization? And another one. Awaken your inner chef. Smart kitchen. I almost have marbles in my mouth today. Smart kitchen, the smartest way to learn how to cook. So these are all advertisements that really try to trigger certain needs in the customer, and possibly maybe more than one need. And let's take a look at some more. These ones are old advertising. Budweiser. Where there's life, there's Bud. Where would you classify this one? Take a closer look at this ad. You can pause the screen if you like. Here's another one. Has the Volkswagen fad died out? This is an old advertisement for Volkswagen when they initially came into America. You can read the text if you like and pause the screen. Where would you put this ad? In which category or which level of Maslow's pyramid? Here's another old one. My throat is safe with Craven A. Geez, I remember those cigarettes. Never smoked them, but I remember them. My throat is safe with Craven A. You can trust their smoothness and quality. So where would you put this? Don't forget at the time that this ad came out. So try to classify it back then when this ad came out. I would think it came out in the 40s. And how would you classify this today? So here's another one. Hershey's baking chocolate and cocoa. Made in the world's largest chocolate factory. No cutting, no shaving, just melt. So where would you classify? Take a look at the picture. And another one. Don't expect a royal welcome if you bring infectious dandruff. Where would you put this one? This is not necessarily an advertisement, but where would you classify this? What are they trying to get to in this picture? Here's another one that's been made up for Facebook. So, Facebook, striking miraculous social team up. Share abundantly your photographs, experience, and stories with your friends and families for leisure or labor. Facebook is the enchantment, next look, and social team-ups. Wow. So this is a made-up ad. So where would you classify this ad today? So like I mentioned, this is a very short, we're just looking at the actual needs. So this exercise that I will show you, that I will attach to this in Google Classroom, is exercise 3.3, Maslow Pyramid Needs and Publicity. So in the first part, what I'd like you to do is to determine, as it says there, for each following situation, determine which need of the Maslow pyramid is involved. Sometimes two needs are possible. What are they? So you can read the situations, there are quite a few, and you can just indicate what levels of Maslow's pyramid are involved. It could be just one, and it possibly could be two, and you might, possibly explain in class why you chose that need. And the second part is publicity. So it's time to go from theory to practice. During this exercise, you will learn how to make the connection between the Maslow pyramid needs and adopted strategies used by advertisers. So here you can get into groups in class, or you can do this at home, and you can take a look at certain advertisements that you can get and cut out and bring to class. And so using different magazines and newspapers, leaf through the magazines and newspapers to find several advertisements. Find at least 10 advertisements each and cut them out and bring them to class. Now, from what you have observed on these advertisements, slogans, and text, associate each publicity with a specific need from Maslow's pyramid. So what I'd like you to do, newspapers, ads, all kinds of different types of advertisements you can get, but I really want tangible ones. So I want magazines or newspaper ones. I have a few which I will bring, and we can go through. This is very interesting because a lot of these ads, we would think they're heading in one direction or one need, and when you take a closer look at the advertisement, certainly that's not the case. So this will stop here. Take a look at that. Bring your ads into class. Bring at least 10 and different ones. new, old, French if you have. It doesn't really matter. You can have some in your own language from your own magazines. Possibly you want to bring them in. But don't bring me ads on your YouTube or on your phone. That won't count. We really need to see the ads so we can show the class very easily. And so do choose them from magazines and newspapers. Great. So this is a much shorter one than the other one. We will continue on the next one when it comes to questions. We will look at open questions, closed questions, leading questions, which are direct and indirect questions, and also alternative questions. So we'll stop there, and we'll start that with the next like I said, I got marbles in my mouth. We'll start that in the next video for consumer behavior. Great. Well, thank you being patient, and I apologize for my marbles, and hopefully I'll be sounding a little bit better in the next video. Great. So see you all in class.